We are Team 15 and we believe that green information technology improves the environment. The Anthropocene is a new geological epoch that has been introduced to describe the effect humans have had on their planet. This epoch started with the Industrial Revolution in the 1750s. This revolution gave humans an unprecedented power over nature. It allowed for humans to settle anywhere and everywhere. We can shave off the peaks of mountains and dig holes bigger than any city. Since the 1950s, health has increased, as well as longevity and overall health. All of this goes to show the impact and influence humans have on their surroundings. IT is one of the biggest developments since the 1950s. However, it accounts for 3% of the global use of electricity, 3% of all greenhouse gas emissions, and specifically it accounts for 2% of carbon dioxide emissions. Information technology can improve energy efficiency in many sectors, as well as reduce their carbon footprint. In addition, IT can be used to reduce 97% of the greenhouse emissions in other sectors. Green IT curtails information technologies' environmental impact and has a positive impact on the carbon footprint. This is achieved through the 4 categories shown: systems, operations, sourcing, and IT waste management. In addition, Green IT also involves the application of information technology to create new, greener technology in other sectors. The energy cost and carbon emission directly correlates with one another, as energy usage and generation depends heavily on carbon-emitting fuels. According to Mines and Davis, Green IT is part of a fundamental change in the economy and society. It is a green sustainable business trend which reconciles sustainable business practices with profitable business operations. Green IT contributes to the role of IT in supporting a business' overall sustainability initiatives. These initiatives include adoption of analytical information systems for green supply chain management, environmental management, and carbon footprint analysis. Carbon footprint is the amount of carbon emitted by an activity or organization that would impact and change the climate. From a systems perspective, it also includes ICT-based low-carbon business solutions like telecommuting, video conferencing, thin client, and web-based business services, virtual collaboration, and IP telephony. The biggest way IT helps us in the modern and digital age is by providing the ability to go paperless. Today, we can receive bills, magazines, newspapers, books through the computer by digitizing the content material. Online forms and use of administrative and academic tools like SharePoint and Blackboard allow information to be digitized and reduce paper and carbon footprint. Digitization of content helps to reduce the need and usage of paper. This causes less deforestation, which in turn helps in reducing the environmental impacts seen due to deforestation. Adelphi University will have a paperless arena in which online courses evaluations are done that will save at least 50,000 printed pages annually. Storing this data in cloud storage locations or centralized data centers helps to reduce the need of hard drive, which helps in reducing the overall e-waste that is accumulated. One form of green IT low-carbon business solution is to conduct telecommuting. This helps facilitate meetings in a workplace scenario without having an impact on the environment by commuting to and fro from home to office locations. By allowing work-at-home programs, daily commute is being reduced, which in turn reduces carbon emissions by the lesser amount of travel that is required. At IBM, implementing the work-at-home program saved more than 5 million gallons of fuel and avoided more than 50,000 tons of CO2 emissions. Thin client computing approaches rely on dumb data terminals without a hard drive that do minimal computing and use very little electricity. The central processing and memory components of the desktop workstation are relocated to the data center surface. This produces a thin desktop service that runs on as little as 1/10 of the power of a normal personal computer.
In terms of operations, Green IT improves energy efficiency, empowering and cooling corporate IT assets, and reducing IT-induced greenhouse gas emissions. There are 2 types of energy consumption reduction: temporary consumption avoidance and structural. Temporary avoidance is optimization of energy utilization without reducing the installed power base, whereas structural avoidance is the reduction of installed power capacity. Usage of data centers help reduce the carbon footprint otherwise seen through use of huge servers and hard drives. Some data centers use green units encompassing green IT methodologies. A majority of pollution caused by data centers is due to energy usage by cooling. Processing workloads can be reallocated from smaller company-operated facilities to massive computing warehouses. Data center work can be sent to Amazon or Google warehouses instead. Software can also join the fight. Stanford University used a program to deactivate unused monitors after 15 minutes, resulting in energy savings of $60,000. Spam filtering software has also proven to save 135 terawatt hours of electricity per year. Buildings are one of the greater threats to our environment. They account for 35% of all greenhouse gases, while 35% of landfill waste comes from construction and demolition activities, and 80% of all water is consumed in and around buildings. Buildings that are LEED certified are environmentally conscious. Smart lighting, heating, and water usage helps reduce energy consumption. For example, companies like Nest create smart devices like this learning thermostat, which adapts to your schedule and uses motion sensors to detect if the house is occupied. Since 2005, LEED Canada has led to energy savings equivalent to powering 54,000 houses for 1 year, and water savings equivalent to 1,336 Olympic-sized swimming pools. In terms of sourcing, Green IT applies the practice of environmentally preferable IT purchasing. Some examples include evaluation of the green track record of software and IT service providers, considering green issues when evaluating vendors, and inclusion of social concerns in IT procurement decisions. In 1992, the U.S. Environmental Agency started the idea of green computing by launching the Energy Star program. At the time, it was a voluntary labeling approach to recognize the energy efficiency characteristics of electronic equipment. In order to encourage green computing, Energy Star has now become a standard that includes energy efficiency requirements for computer equipment along with tiered ranking systems for approved products. Another standard for green computing is IEEE, which offers bronze, silver, and gold ratings for computer equipment. Green matters to consumers. Moving forward, being green will enhance product brands. Companies such as Google, Apple, and Microsoft are already showing their response to green IT. Most recently, Apple has invested $850 million towards a solar farm for reducing environmental footprint. Energy is a concern for everybody, and renewable energy will power the future. Solar energy is a renewable energy that does not cause pollution. It helps reduce dependencies on non-renewable sources like fossil fuels. Solar cells, while not cheap, will eventually allow houses to produce more energy than they consume. Wind energy, similar to solar energy, is pollution-free and has a lesser environmental impact than fossil fuels. A single wind turbine has the capacity to support 600 US homes. Prices for operation have decreased over 80% since 1980 and are expected to keep decreasing, giving wind energy a bright future.
In terms of end-of-IT life management, Green IT refers to practices in reusing, recycling, and proper disposal of IT hardware. Moreover, the US government has established a recycling program for obsolete computers and consumer electronic equipment. There are regulations that either require the manufacturer to reclaim salvaged electronic equipment at disposal or impose a recovery fee in advance for every unit sold. Apart from cleaner IT solutions, IT has also found its way into green technology in other sectors, such as climate research and the automotive industry. IT can also benefit the environment in the form of monitoring climate change through the use of satellites and computer models. Satellite data and images allow the current environmental situation to be monitored. The use of supercomputers in climate change. The advances in computer technology has led to a huge change in the automotive industry in recent years. the integration of computer systems on a vehicle have improved fuel economy significantly. Embedded computers have made technologies such as cylinder deactivation and automatic engine start and stop possible. IT has also made hybrid technology possible by controlling the various parts of the powertrain of computers. Based on the chart shown here, the carbon dioxide emissions per hybrid vehicle is significantly lower than conventional gas vehicles. In conclusion, green IT has the potential to benefit the environment significantly. It can reduce the carbon footprint of companies and individuals through means such as telecommuting and digitization. Green IT also mitigates the negative impacts associated with traditional IT systems through more efficient and environmentally friendly hardware and software. This is complemented by the increasing use of renewable energy and government programs such as Energy Star, which motivate both the customer and manufacturer to move towards more environmentally friendly devices. Finally, green IT can lead to new and innovative green technology and solutions using embedded computers in other sectors.